Maz, darling. Maz, stop running. Stop running, Forrest. Stop running, Forrest. I'm really tired of chasing you, and we already know. I mean, you can't. I know you're calling ahead to Pluto. I know that you are trying to hide those documents and those contracts that you set up on us. We already know about them, darling. Stop running. Stop making the phone call. It ain't gonna, we already know. It's just slow down. Pluto is very aware of what made you sign those contracts. Pluto's very aware of all the cloning that's been going on, especially within the RH negative and the handler communities on this planet. Oh, Lord, we have a full story to tell. Pluto had to get high again just to freaking intake this. 25 degrees, we're lined up. Just stop running, darling. Nobody's mad. Sun's already come through the formal hot. We've already been through and looked the devil straight in the eye. Saturn coming into Cygnus is really helping us out. We're all walking through heaven's gates right now, making sure that innocent people didn't sign up for spells that could trap their soul right now is what's happening over here. So please don't run. Because that is what's getting all that information into Jupiter back over into the sun, which is at 10 degrees Pisces. And that's a great connection to have for lots and lots of fish from 10 degrees Pisces out there to where Neptune has been beaming from a fake space station that was taken over by air. A battle of air and water that's been going on down here for a really long time. And then the beings like me that know exactly how to get through air and water. And then at certain constellation times on this planet, whenever we're talking about evolution and we're talking about nuclear war, are we surprised that we have been rebuilding the DNA? I told y'all, everything blew up down here. All that is hitting Uranus right now, and it's going back over to Saturn, and it's going back over to Mercury, and the moon is coming over it right now in Aquarius. All this mess about everything you know, about anything you know. Yeah, that's the story. Those are the connections per human perception. And the human perception was being controlled. No matter, this is justice. No matter what the collective has called for and what is back in session is divine law on this planet. And always it has been back on for a while. But I know now you're seeing it. All you have to do is stand in your energy and know what you not know. Know what you don't know. Know what you don't know and accept that you don't know it, and then ask for assistance to help you get the answers that you need. And if you know that you need protection and you know that you need support, then ask for it out loud in some cases for a while. It'll get to a point where you don't have to do it out loud. In the beginning, you have to, because the current of your voice is what breaks the spell. That's a trick of the devil. Thinking that you gotta hide. No. You need to say it out loud. And then whenever you don't know, then you have beings like us and my crew. And some of you, if I'm busting this from YouTube, your crew. And all of you guys have your own specialties, don't you? Each independent crew and system is working on something, aren't you? You're doing something together. This is how we do it. This is New Earth. We've already been through that shredder. We've also changed history and we've changed time. Nothing has to happen if we don't allow it, but we also need solutions. When you're in the network, you get pinged with some of those, don't you? You'll go along your journey and everything will be cool, or not, because it's been a pretty rocky journey, right? Because we've been traveling in and out of time because corporations said that they owned us, and that's what was running the world. Because your energy is your money, is your time, is your focus. That is your money. That is your currency. If you don't have any money, where's your focus? What are you focusing on? Well, I know my team and us, we've been focusing on getting our souls out of a handling system that, unbeknownst to us, was imprinted on us in our fucking DNA sequences. And actually made and put in there for this time so that whenever we'd get to this point and clean the collective, that they can utilize us to take over the world and lock y'all into cages. And that's the truth. But if you have Hopi codes, then you were programmed to do the same thing. So be grateful that there's those of us who have walked the path that we have walked. And whenever we meet one another, we need to listen to one another. Why? Why? Because we've walked the same journey, different angle. Every perception. And I guarantee you it was happening at the same time. Because there are no more dimensions on this planet, and the Masonic infrastructure is falling quick. And whenever I say that, everybody claps. But I need everyone to understand what that really means. That means everything that it was a government institution or system that was set up on black magic no longer works. How are we going to run cities? How are we going to pull together? What are we going to do? We don't like the police. Okay, how are we going to organize that? That is where our focus needs to be. In all shapes, in all ways. Do not look back. Look forward. Do not look back. Be reminded of every instance the last 3 years that something went horribly wrong when you did something, and I promise you it's coming back up right now to see if you did it again, didn't you? Don't do it again. And then guess what? None of it ever happened if it was 2 years ago or 1 year ago. When you didn't do it again, everything that happened because you did that was just now erased, because that's what type skills we have over here. We've been cleaning it. We've been conscious. And this is a little up it up because it was completely infiltrated. But don't make the same decision if it was the wrong decision. If it was the right decision, then heck yeah. My brothers and sisters, lock it in. But lock it in. Realize it is coming back up for review real quick. We had to do a quick spin around the pole. Extra. That's the message to Venus and the collective. It was 5 years ago. 5 years ago. And it was 2019, 3 years ago to the day that I was sitting in the same spot here in Texas. And the SpaceX 9 demo went out, and all of a sudden it took me 3 hours to fight off some fucking crazy ass sperm that was coming at me, and it blew me into dragon status and out of the matrix, and I've been running ever since. About 1 a.m. after they sent me those Hopi codes to clean. I got the data to prove it. And then it shot me up into some strange reality. I've got pictures that was a tech world. Nothing was real. But I'd already been fed the clone DNA, see, but I drank both of them. I was only supposed to drink one. But Gabriel jumped into my body that morning and took over, and I drank both of them. So that I could make sure that my son wasn't being sold and taken over, which meant the divine masculine down here. But if that had happened once, it had happened before, right? When I walked out that door on Sunset Way, I told Abby, I gave her note back to her. The note she had left on the toilet that said, live today like it's your last. Mars, we already know. Deception was way worse than anything that you could think that you thought that you think that you were maybe involved with, because, oh God, it goes so much higher. And us that are up here that understand this from a maternal level, it was our overall divine mission to come down here and figure out what the fuck happened. I don't care if you want to listen or not. Get ready, because we're all going to be screaming it. Venus, over and out. Okay. If we knew the world was gonna explode, we had to hurry it. We had to do a bunch of shit. Everything that's been done down here had to be done in order to connect the human DNA for when this bomb went off. Okay. We were getting messages down here from first Alderon is what, and then it was Andromeda and da. That is all correct, but we were laid here to get it. Okay. And I'm made with pure intention, basically, at this point, because I was the original sacrifice. Basically, that's why I was able to blip in and out, because I was fucking the oversoul of the planet. Now we know. But as soon as there was an intention, okay. Hitler gassed a bunch of people. He gassed a bunch of people, and then he assigned them color codes. Fucking literally. he assigned him color codes and different things. It was basically Nebuchadnezzar how it happened, but it's actually because of the greed and fucking what all just went down right now that it ended up manifesting like that. Number one, because it had to be all fucking put back together. Because everybody came and tried to kill everybody, and they killed his mother, and he fucking knew it. See, because he was a Rothschild too, because this had been going on a goddamn long time. Longer than, fucking A. We figured this shit out back in the damn 1920s. Delete everything you think you know about anything. My God. This whole thing was set up from the late 1800s. And then bloop, 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 your brain back even further than that. And it'll blow your fucking book goggles. Alright? Because of the way that they were twisting time and doing it all with black magic and fucking crazy ass shit. So, fuck me running sideways and upside down. Because if oh my God, because if it was bound okay, so they color-coded everybody and gassed them. Now everyone's etheric, got it over with, but at least you're not dead for 1,000,000 years. I know it's a big uh-oh, and I know it's a big decision, but it's kind of like also divine law, like, it wouldn't have been allowed to take place in the fucking way that it took place if there wasn't some type of universal law associated to it. And I just figured out that the goddamn Indians were formed because they named the fucking servers Apache. So nothing was going on down here that was fucking sane. Alright? And so then what that did was basically recolor code all the DNA. So basically what it did was clean a bunch of lines really quick, although it was really fucking sick and fucked up how it happened. And then what was also going on is a bunch of crazy science experiments, zapping people's souls out, all kinds of crazy shit. And then I ended up being like patient crazy X. That was like the shadow side that no one knew about. That was getting fed the entities and all that type of shit because it was basically from underwater and above, yada, yada, yada. Those were the connections, whatever. That is what manifested as a demonic entity and everything down here, even in other energies. And, golly, something is going off in my head. But what it did was allow for whenever the action, because it allowed us to get over the false breeding thing and connect everything back in to bring peace on the planet, fucking for real. And it saved everybody's soul. And if their intention was to do that the whole time, then basically it's like as soon as they gas themselves, it's like I would just appear somewhere. I'd just appear. I'd appear on that same constellation lineup as whatever the intention and the binding was. But Natalie and I have just realized and figured out, and I did actually, and I've been talking to it about with Natalie, because this goes back to the crucifixions. I swear to God that this is the intention when they crucified Christ. What's going on right now? An AI takeover. And they had to kill all those people before they got to Yahshua. Oh, yes, they did. And they crucified every single line. And it fucking blipped them into AI world. Ding, ding. Welcome to the 1900s. I'm telling you. Holy shit. See, and then they thought, and that's why they kept spellbinding me. We weren't doing shit. We were just making people disappear and shit. it's how we ended up becoming bulletproof to begin with. This is starting to make sense now, because then I ended up in Naziville, Texas. But it's where all the money was, with the Hitler accounts and the hidden accounts. See, I had all the fucking hidden accounts. This is why they were after me. Trust that. But I've been screaming to all these unconscious people, y'all don't even fucking know what all we're collecting here. It's gonna blow your mind. Because I really firmly believe the intention was always to put it back in the proper families to begin with. Because we knew that Germany had all the damn keys in the United States, and they were fucking with everyone's names, and at the end of days, everything was gonna be all fucked up, and it was. See, but the whole even thing with Maria Orsic, this was the Queen's plan. Oh, Lord, help me, God. It was the Egyptian Queen's plan that created all this. It was. It was. Even, oh my God, even how they have this SAP set up is most likely from the Queen's pyramid. It's most likely the Queen's DNA. And all they did was fucking start chopping off heads and shit in France and burying it, trying to replicate it. Oh my God, I'm right. Tartarian infrastructure. There it is. What the fuck? Drop. Just. Oh my God. Oh my God. Because the men knew nothing about it. Y'all. I mean, it's good and bad. It ended up fucking us over, kinda. But it's the only way we could keep a secret. It was literally coded in the DNA on certain fucking prototypes. Like, oh my God. See, and this is stool. See, and this is why my shit's all been about, like, the orders and all this shit. Oh my God, see. I mean, I've known I was her. I mean, that was obvious. And the Hitler and the Rothschild and the Cook and all that crazy ass shit. But see. Oh my God, I have to save this video for sure, because I mean, I'm laughing at the same time, because what they ended up doing is injecting the entire human race with the one thing that they were trying to keep from the entire human race. Basically. God. This shit is fucking crazy as hell. I did open up a time portal though. And we knew that we went through some type, and I know at the highest too, we had to put a dome on the entire human race because this motherfucker blew up. And there wasn't any, I'm a doomsday seed. I'm a blue flame. Like, it's my job to put it back together and figure out what the fuck happened. See, but this motherfucker blew a long time ago. I mean, let me put this into perspective. Here's the problem. This was the original. This is at the beginning of the book. This is what nightmare it turned into. This shit is all underground. See the 5? Boom. Boom. These are highway patterns, but they're also connected to Watergate. Watergate. This is Florida. What the fuck is that? Here's the 7. This is where these line up. This is a big bubble. Pure out here. Sigma and epsilon and all that are all right here. This is Stonehenge. They built this off this. Here's the feminine. So, because I just can take control of all planes, all cargo, and sugar. all sugar that goes through any body because it's attached to the evergreen, and I can claim sugar because I know how sugar is processed through my body, and my entire family fucking processed sugar. It was the Mary Magdalene line. It's the Louisiana Purchase. So I call in all sugar to activate everybody that eats it to the power that everybody enslaved the human race in order to control people with it, especially the children. So I command that all sugar activate the ascended to the highest ability and wake everybody up and heal them. And I command all machinery that does any type of processing down to any type of grain or any type of transport across the planetary lines, including waterways, submarines, anything made out of metal, any gas that has to be gone into it because it was made by me and my fucking family. I take control of all that bullshit now, and I release it to my highest ascended crew. And we do it to the power of whoever puts the goddamn nuclear bomb. And so it's a fuck it.